Hello, my name is Owen O'Neill, and I'm the CEO of Clinics Can Help. I founded this agency in 2005 when I was working as a hospice nurse when I encountered a disconnect between people who needed medical equipment and supplies and people who actually had medical equipment and supplies to donate. You see, when a family loses a loved one, they want to see the medical equipment that's left over be put to good use. It's simply healing for them to know that medical equipment can make a difference in someone else's life. And there are so many people in our county who need access to medical equipment and supplies that their condition requires. What started as something I did to help a few individuals quickly turned into a passion as I became convinced of how having access to medical equipment and supplies was a tipping point in medical care. If a patient needed a hospital bed, a wheelchair, or an oxygen concentrator, and had access to that equipment, they would recover faster, have fewer injuries, and have the mobility, independence, and dignity to get out of bed, to go back to school, to work, and back to their community. If they couldn't have access to that same medical equipment, the outcome could be disaster. It quickly became clear to me that through a simple method of organized recycling, we could revolutionize healthcare outcomes by increasing access to medical care for children and adults throughout Palm Beach County. Fast forward to 2021, our organization has grown from helping a few people to an agency that helps over 3,000 children and adults simply by providing medical equipment and supplies. Our agency is available to anyone who requires our service, and in addition, we receive referrals from 4 free clinics, 13 local hospitals, and over 20 medically related agencies. Our concept is simple. We collect, clean, repair, and store medical equipment so it can be used for anyone who needs it but cannot afford it. This equipment includes wheelchairs, walkers, hospital beds, oxygen concentrators, patient lifts, knee scooters, medical air mattresses, canes, nebulizers, and more. We are proud to be Florida's largest not-for-profit organization that recycles and reuses medical equipment, and the demand for our service grows every year. The only thing that limits access to our service is transportation. Physical access in a county of our size severely limits the availability for those who need our services most. A person who lives below the federal poverty level or who has a limiting diagnosis can have difficulty securing transportation, limiting their ability to our service. However, time is of the essence when we're talking about access to medical equipment. It takes less than 15 seconds for a father to fall out of bed, for a child to have an asthma attack, or for a grandmother to go into respiratory distress. Having access to a hospital bed, a nebulizer, or an oxygen concentrator can mean all the difference between healing and disaster. To deal directly with this problem, we are starting the Clinics Can Help mobile unit. With your support, we will acquire a small commercial van and staff it with a licensed physical therapist and equip it with our own recycled medical equipment. By working with social workers and nurse case managers who we refer clients to every day, we will create a list of clients of acute need, such as a father who is being discharged from a hospital or a child newly diagnosed with cerebral palsy. Our physical therapists will be able to read discharge orders, assess a patient's medical equipment needs, measure them for the correct size, and provide equipment on the spot, and teach the patient and family about the safe use of the equipment. This therapist will also be able to provide some bedside manner and some reassurance to the patient and family, letting them know that everything will be okay. The physical therapist will then document each visit, including a physical assessment, the equipment provided, and any suggested plans for follow-up. This will be a game changer in our area, and each year through this project, we will be able to assist an additional 300 children and adults who would not be able to access our services otherwise. There is countless research on how early therapeutic interventions are crucial for both children and adult healthcare outcomes. Simply enable a person to get out of bed and into a wheelchair helps improve skin integrity, muscle integrity, skin integrity, and immune system response. With your support, we will be able to make a fundamental change in the way that medical care is provided in Palm Beach County. Our board is so committed to this project that they have already formed a committee and pledged their annual contributions to ensure its success. If we do not win your support this year, we will be applying to other funders for seed money to get the project off the ground. We have already begun discussions with Quantum Foundation to support the project for the second and third year of service. We have plans for a fundraising event, and we will begin solicitations for large donors and corporate sponsors. After 3 successful years, the expenses will become part of our overall operating budget. We know that Clinics Can Help mobile unit will help us decrease recovery times, decrease injuries, and decrease hospitalizations. We are most grateful for your consideration of what we know will have a significant impact on the health care of children and adults in Palm Beach County. Thank you.